الغوث الأعظم الشيخ عبد القادر الجيلاني was born in the year 1078 in the Persian province of Jīlān, or present-day Iran, to parents who were blessed with direct lineage to the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Shaikh Abd al Jīlānī left home at the age of 18 to seek higher knowledge of Islamic scriptures and law, seeking a deeper connection with Allah. He then studied with Sufi instructors Shaikh Abul Khair Hammad al-Dabbas and Shaikh Abu Sa'id al-Makrami. For the next few years, Shaikh Abd al Jīlānī renounced everyday life to practice spiritually in the desert regions of Iraq. After returning to Baghdad, he began to write and lecture. Shaikh Abd al Jīlānī became known as a reviver of the religion, or Muhyiddin, due to his continuous reaffirmation of traditional Islamic teachings. His talks were immensely popular and often had to be held outdoors because they drew gatherings of a large number of people. Among the main themes he highlighted was the spiritual upliftment that comes from conquering one's ego to submit to God's will. Today we will share selections from one of Shaikh Abd al Jīlānī's best-known works, Revelations of the Unseen. Sixth Discourse on Passing Beyond the Creation. The Shaykh, may Allah be well pleased with him and grant him contentment, said, "Become extinct to all created beings by Allah's leave, to your passionate desire by His command. In Allah put your trust, if you are true believers." 5:23. And to your own will by His action. Exalted is He, then you will be a vessel, fit to receive the knowledge of Allah. Exalted is He. What signifies your being extinct to Allah's creatures is your isolation and detachment from them, and loss of interest in things at their disposal. Extinction to your passionate desire is marked by giving up the habit of striving to acquire worldly means in order to procure benefit and cause harm. You make no movement on your own behalf. Do nothing to or for yourself on purpose. Take no action to defend or help yourself, but entrust all that to Allah. Exalted is He, because He was in charge of it in the first place, and He will take care of it to the end, just as it was entrusted to Him when you were hidden inside the womb, and you were a suckling babe in your cradle. Your extinction to self-will through the action of Allah is indicated by your never formulating any personal goal, your lack of selfish interest, and the fact that you no longer feel any want or craving. For besides the will of Allah, you wish for nothing else. Instead, the action of Allah is at work in you, so that while you are experiencing Allah's will and action, your limbs become relaxed, your mind becomes calm, and your feelings widen. Your face begins to glow and your inner being thrives. In contact with their Creator, you feel no need of things. The hand of power will turn you every way about, and the tongue of eternity will summon you. The Lord of all religions will teach you and clothe you in beams of His own light and special raiment, and install you among those possessed of ancient knowledge. This will leave you permanently contrite, incapable of holding any carnal appetite or will, like a cracked vessel that cannot retain either liquid or dregs. You will be estranged from ordinary human standards of behavior, for your inner being will not accept anything other than the will of Allah. Almighty and glorious is He. At this stage, you may be credited with working miracles and supernatural phenomena, for such manifestations will bear the outward appearance of emanating from you, though in reality they are the work of Allah and His will. Now you will be admitted to the company of those whose hearts have been shattered, their human willpower broken, and their natural appetites eliminated, and who have then been re-endowed, but with a will sublime, Rabbaniya, pertaining to the Lord. Allah, exalted is He, has said, "I'm with those who are broken-hearted on my account." So Allah, exalted is He, will not be with you until you totally disown your desire and your will. When these are broken, and you contain nothing stable or useful, Allah will create you afresh and install in you a new power of will for you to exercise. If any element of self creeps into this newly created will, however, the Lord, exalted is He, will smash it again. You will always be left broken-hearted, because He will repeat this process until the book of destiny ends with reunion. This is the meaning of "I am with those who are broken-hearted on my account." In a sacred tradition related by the blessed Prophet, peace be upon him, Allah, exalted is He, says, "My servant constantly approaches me through supererogatory acts of worship until I love him. And when I love him, I become his ears with which he hears, his eyes with which he sees, his hands with which he holds, and his legs with which he walks." In another version, the wording is, "So through me he hears, through me he sees, and through me he understands." This comes about in the state of annihilation and no other. When you become extinct in relation to yourself and to all creatures, the whole creation being good and evil, as you likewise are good and evil, you neither hope for any good nor fear any evil therefrom. Only Allah remains, alone as He ever was. Good and evil are part of Allah's plan, so He will keep you safe from His evil, and will immerse you in the oceans of His good. You will become the receptacle of all that is good, a stronghold for every blessing, happiness, and joy, a beacon of security and peace. Annihilation is therefore the aim and object, the final destination of the journey of the saints. This was the direction sought by all previous saints and Abdal, other beings chosen by Allah, to become extinct to their own will, and let the will of the Almighty and glorious truth take its place as a permanent transformation, lasting until death. That is why they came to be called Abdal. May Allah be well pleased with them all. For these masters, it is sinful to associate the will of the divine truth with their own will, through absent-mindedness, forgetfulness, onset of rapture, or moment of alarm. So Allah, exalted is He, mercifully jolts them with a reminder to be vigilant. They then pull themselves together and ask forgiveness of their Lord. For none but the angels are innocent of self-will. Such innocence has been granted to the angels, while the prophets are immune to passionate desire. As for the rest of creation, whether human beings or jinn, supernatural creatures, they are all held morally accountable and enjoy no immunity. Of course, some of the saints are preserved from passionate desire, and the Abdal from self-will, but in neither case is the immunity complete, since they may be prone to these two weaknesses at times, until Allah, Almighty and glorious is He, overtakes them with His mercy and brings them to their senses. Angelic viewers, we appreciate your kind presence for today's episode of Selections from Revelations of the Unseen by Shaikh Abd al Qādir al Jīlānī. Discourses 1 to 6, Part 2 of 2, on Words of Wisdom.